Boom. Fucking minute. Put it off. I'm trying to prepare. Fuck it. Gotta wing it. A million things going on. So yeah. Fuck, I did have a couple ideas of where to go, but let's see. Yeah, I'll cut this off. One time. We'll see if that happens. Boom. How do I want to do this? What do I want to go first? There's so many things going on. Maybe I'll do another one to talk about fishing in the Ozarks. But for this, let's see. Scheiße. Sorry. Let me close something. There we go. Yeah, we're recording. Ba-dum. The first thing. Oh, let's see. Let's took good notes. Gotta get warmed up. Oh, yeah. UFC 265 happened. Can I talk about that? I don't know. Fuck. I did have a... Oh, yeah. I do want to talk about this in a minute. Because I did want to talk about... Fuck. Ugh. I don't know. I'm not feeling the energy for it. So let's talk about something depressing and sad. I don't know, but so yeah. I've had a lot of people over the past couple of weeks ask me about, basically it starts like this, like, Afghanistan, huh? What do you think? And fuck, I should have wrote down my some of my things. But yeah, so it's everybody's in the news, everyone's talking about it, everyone's asking questions. Or a lot of people have a lot of feelings. And I talked about this. So I guess I've had the benefit of talking to my dad about it last week when I went out to the river. And so he was in the Marine Corps for 26 years? Yeah, 26 years. He was a fighter pilot. Or he flew aviator Harriers. He was in the Gulf War. What's the Desert Shield, Desert Storm? And then, the Gulf War. And then that rolled into like what do you call it? Operation Iraqi Freedom, then Operation Enduring Freedom, and blah, etc. All of it rolled on. We had 9/11 and all that stuff later. But so when he went to the Persian Gulf, to the Gulf War, let's see, how old? I think I was like second grade. No, even younger. I was because I was like 90, 91. I think I was like first grade. And what did I think? So during that time, we were living on military bases and in military towns, and I'm trying to think about like what American patriotism looked like back then. Because I remember there like yellow ribbons. I remember being in elementary school. I think one of my teachers, her husband was actually, he was also a Marine officer, or he was in the Marines. I can't remember which one, but my mom knew her through them. Her husband must have been another pilot too. But anyway, so I remember going out of school. I think in our little school yearbooks too, there are pictures. we went out and we tied yellow ribbons on like the trees or bushes or something, and now you see everyone has the bumper stickers, the yellow ribbon and all that for like the support of. Actually, I don't know what the actual. I think it's just, support for. I'll put a thing what it's supposed to be for, but I just remember it was like a solidarity thing and like think of the troops kind of thing and show our support while we're back home. And I also remember we did like a patriotic America God is Great play or like musical, like in elementary school we do musicals or whatever. I think I was a bird. I think I remember doing this and having like a paper beak. So maybe we're eagles. But yeah, I don't know if that's a thing people would do now. Having the kids do like a whole like America is Great like musical play. Yeah, I don't think they do that anymore. But so anyways, the point of that is saying yeah, my dad was in the Marine Corps for 26 years. Got out. Still, or he's retired now. He's like double retired, but he worked in what do you call it? For Lockheed Martin, building things for a while after he got out too. But so this is starting out slow. Oh, wake up me. All right, and then so anyways, the point of this, yeah. So I've had a ton of people. Where did I put my thing? Basically just so like, and I'm assuming there's like, oh, you were in the military, you're in the Marine Corps. You have thoughts on this? Let me ask you. Kind of like it's not okay. So like last year, like during the whole George Floyd thing. Like random people are hitting me up. How are you doing? Oh, what do you think about all this? Kind of things. It's kind of similar. So people are like, oh no, I saw this terrible thing on the news. I think it relates to you somehow. Let me ask you. Kind of thing. That's how I felt. But let's see. What did I say? I don't know. Basically, I mean, I think my first response was the way I look at it is, and so I guess the issue is the U.S. us pulling our military forces out of Afghanistan, or that's the of course there's a ton of little strings hanging off that, all these loose ends and shit and terrible other stuff. It's just layers. It's layered, very nuanced. But the main thing is U.S. pulling out of Afghanistan, and I said that I felt like it needs to be done. Been there for 20 years, and the only way I see us. So, what is our idea of success? We went over there. War on terrorism, whatever that means, and then we wanted to bring democracy and freedom to to people in Afghanistan. I think that's what that's like our whole thing. Like, hey, we want people to be free. We have these freedoms here, and we believe that there's certain rights that people deserve, or inalienable rights or whatever. So we're trying to do that. That's our message of why we're over there. Or part of it. And I don't think, so this was my first response. I think the only way that it's going to work, like having a democratic government that doesn't oppress people in the way that we don't want them to oppress people, is if we made it like the 51st state or like a fucking territory, like, Puerto Rico or Cuba or whatever. Or not Cuba. Is Cuba a territory? No. Puerto Rico. But yeah, so I think it would take basically we would have to take over, and basically, yeah, we would have to take over and do everything. We just have to make it an extension of the U.S. because we've been there for 20 years. We've been trying to, or we've been dumping, or putting money, building infrastructure, teaching them how we do things, and saying, hey, look, this is how we do it. You can do it this way too. Teaching them to do jumping jacks and shit. And yeah, it's not gonna happen without them doing it. And when I talked to my dad about it, he brought up a great point. The point he made was, so he asked me the question. He says, "What are two examples?" He says, "Give me examples of countries that we've been to war with, we've defeated in war, and successfully imposed or given them or put into place a democratic system, and they're thrived afterwards." I was like, "Oh, okay, I haven't thought about that." And then he's like, "All right, Japan and Germany. Both of those countries, we defeated them, replaced Japan for sure. I can't remember how long the agreement was or whatever. It was basically it's hey, you're not allowed to have a military anymore." So then they poured all their energy into manufacturing and industrial age type processes. And now that now they're what do you call it? They're on the global market. They're advanced nations. And I was like, oh shit, that is true. Fucking Germany, they used to be the Nazis, and then now they're Germany. And then Japan came back from their empire building, leader in electronics and manufacturing electronic components and shit like that, technology. So I was like, oh well, if that's, those are success cases there. Why hasn't that worked, or why doesn't that work, or why hasn't that worked? I said that twice. Why hasn't that worked in Afghanistan? And I was thinking about it. I was like, well, I guess the huge difference is Japan and Germany. They were already in the industrial age. They were manufacturers. They're building all their fucking ships and tanks, or Germany's building all the tanks and shit. And then Japan with their fleet, their navy, and their airplanes and shit. So they were deep into industrial age. And then when we told them no more military, then they already had the infrastructure and resources to pour into building things. Okay, Afghanistan doesn't have that. They don't have they don't have that major export of, well, although I guess there are, excuse me, I didn't know there's, I think, lithium or whatever, huge mineral deposits and shit that they use for building, I don't know, batteries and cell phones and shit. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Afghanistan, I feel like I'm gonna have to look. I don't want to make any things, so I'm gonna look. Maybe I'll put up a thing here of their resources or their output or whatever. But I would say, in general, for the most part, the whole country, they're in the agrarian age still, or epoch or whatever. Yeah. But so before we started out, we were hunter gatherers, subsistence level living, having to go out and acquire whatever food, and then started domesticating animals, started grow and plants, growing doing agriculture. So then we move into the agrarian age. People start getting specialized skill sets. One person, I know how, I'm really good at raising lambs, and others, I'm really good at fucking making things out of wool and clothing. And then so they get specialized. Comparative, what am I doing? There's a term, economical term, I think. Comparative advantage, maybe, is that the word? But anyway, so instead of everyone now, each family having to go out and get I gotta go out and hunt food and berries and whatnot and bring it back. Now we're we've taken care of food and berries that we're growing right here, and then that people get into specialized skill sets, and then trading, commerce, markets. Then you expand on that, and then you need bigger tools for doing more farming and covering more land. Then we move into the industrial age, or what was the big age? Steam power, I think, was the beginning of the industrial age. So then we start mass producing things and building factories, and then we get into the information age, with computers and technology, electronic technology, and the internet, and then we're like whatever we're moving into now. So it's like now us, America, we're here at like the top of the information age, and then we're looking at Afghanistan and saying, oh hey, the way you treat people and this and that, the way you govern people, we don't like it. We don't think that's not a good example of freedom. So we go and try, like, hey, we got to rescue these people that are being oppressed by certain groups or whatever, where they're at. So it's kind of, and we're like, oh, hey, look at the way we live. We are a democratic society, and we have all this. Now, here, you do what we do, kind of thing. So it's kind of like, I thought of it in a way of like, it's like we're trying to travel back in time and put suits on hunter-gatherers and subsistence level people that, they have to, whatever, subsistence level. Damn, I can't even speak. That thing that I'm trying to say, read the word, I'll put it out there. So we're trying to go back and put suits on fucking hunter-gatherers and tell them, hey, now live like city people from fucking 2021. And then, so we're trying to bridge this huge gap of history and time, like just accelerate that and be like, or even the other way around, I guess, like transplanting someone from 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago, and then trying to transplant them in New York City and be like, there you go, thrive. Look at all this freedom you have. You can have all these choices and do all that. So they have no concept of, they're still like trying to figure out even what that is. You know what I mean? Like imagine how much it would throw, how disorienting, is that the word? Disorienting it would be to be plucked from this like 2021 and put into 2121 when whatever is going on in the future, then like trying to be dropped in and be like, all right, hey, here you are, now live like everybody else is living right here, when you've spent your whole life living one a completely different way. Damn. I think my brain is broken. And it sucks. So I mean, there's a lot of things that suck about it. Well, I guess first to cap that part off. So yeah, that was made a lot. Opened up a perspective to me. Well, my dad put it to me that way, of saying, hey, yeah, look at Germany and Japan, and then think about the difference between what was going on there and what the infrastructure and technology they had compared to Afghanistan. And so unless we just completely take over and make it an extension of America, they have to do it themselves. And they've had however many years, we've been doing this for like 20 years, trying to build up the country. There's I feel like there's no better resourced country to try to build up the infrastructure there, and it's not taking. And another good thing that my dad brought up too is like, the Brits were there for 20 years trying to conquer them. They were there 20 years and then they were gone. Then the Soviets came in, same thing, 20 years and then out. And then we come in, 20 years, same thing. So obviously, like when the Brits were there, it's, their empire building, colonialism. Then the Soviets were there, it's, same thing, empire building, colonialism. They can call it something different. And then for for us, of course, we don't call it colonialism or imperialism, but I mean, what else do you call it when we're fucking, a military superpower and we're placing our military assets there, and then telling them, hey, here, conform to our idea of government. I mean, seems like colonial or imperialism. And I'm not saying that there's no good in it. Like I said, there's a lot of layers to it. A lot of different competing interests, competing prerogatives, all with each group with our own intentions and ideas and expectations. So there's areas in which those overlap and areas in which those conflict, like anything else. So then, yeah, it sucks to see the bad shit that happens to people there. I mean, obviously the images of people trying to at the airport, trying to climb on and like falling off the landing gear, and then these attacks that just happen. Fuck. Or it's just like, because like I said, part of it is like, yeah, we got to get out of it. There comes a point of diminishing returns, and we've tried it one way for 20 years, and it hasn't taken, and it sucks to see bad things happening to people, and then also to think about all the resources, including human lives, that we've poured into it from America's side. I mean, and other countries that have been involved too. So all the lives that have gone into it. So then it kind of feels like we're wasting all that sacrifice, all those people that were killed and wounded. So it kind of feels like leaving without being able to wave a banner of victory is like, oh, they all died for nothing, or they're all fucking people are injured for nothing. All the shit that anyone's done is for nothing. I mean, how it feels and can feel. I mean, some people feel differently, but and then also like with these attacks that just happened too, it's kind of like this is the thing I was explaining to my dad too, and he understands it. Like from from like 14, probably puberty, up until like 30, 28, 30, 34, I don't know, somewhere in that period. The whole time, all I wanted to do was like fucking fight, or fuck or fighting. And it's built into our DNA. It has evolutionary function of young men during that, once you hit puberty and up into a certain age, you have that aggressiveness in you, because like the young males in the past who weren't aggressive weren't going out and making things happen, going out and doing the hunting, doing dangerous stuff, or defending the groups against other groups, or finding other groups to overtake and take their resources. So that's, I mean, we've got hundreds of thousands of years of that built into us. So that's why, what I mean, with young men, that's why we need sports programs, and I mean the military, because we've got to do something with that energy, and you just have this purpose, or when you're a young man, you have this purpose, or you have this drive to find purpose, and a lot of times that purpose is related to physical conflict and physical events. I think that's why sports are so big and popular, because it's like we're doing those athletic those motions that are related to our things in our past, our compulsions from the past, like running, hunting, jumping, all that kind of shit. And fighting, and killing to get food, and killing to take resources, or killing to stop your resources being taken. Oh yeah. So my point is saying that is like telling my dad, like, yeah, from like fucking whatever 16 to 30 or whatever, like all that you want to do is physical conflict. And then you get, and then once I got past that age, especially after having been in the military, having certain experiences, and then now looking back, I think I talked about it before, because like when I was going into the military, I had this idea of like, so it's like there's like these qualifiers for, or there's like, what do you call it? There's like valuations of death, or valuations of kinds of death. Like there's kind of like people are like, oh, there's like a honorable death, or there's a wasted death, or like a fucking sad death, or a happy, like, oh, good, this happened kind of thing. And then there's a lot of stuff that's tied to like military and police and whatnot. It's like made to look like heroic and patriotic. And there's like these, like, I don't know, like just images of like very cinematic like ideas about what, fighting or combat or conflict, physical conflict is. And they're tied to like kind of a lot of times tied to these ideologies. It's like I'm a warrior for this, or I'm a warrior for that, and it's like it's honorable to go and fight in this manner, but if it's in another context, it's not. So like when I went into the Marine Corps, one of my things I was working through in my head was if doing patriotic violence is this, or I guess like a question that I had was, all right, so like people have like people say, yeah, murder is wrong. Like, oh, murder is like the willful taking of another person's life. But if you're doing it in self-defense, or if you are doing it in the military role on behalf of your country, or if you're like a law enforcement and you have to defend in your life, or you're defending citizens' lives, then it's honorable to kill in that context. But to kill someone just because of a disagreement, or because you wanted something of theirs, then that's dishonorable. That's like despicable and disgusting murder, like the label of murder on that. But killing, but then doing it in those other functions, like self-defense, national defense, local defense, so like military, police, or just a citizen defending themselves or their family or their property, that's like honorable. So it's like despicable murder, or like honorable murder, or honorable killing, or like the words are even different that we use for it. But the thing that I came to realize is that it's like killing is killing. There's no glory. It's not glorious. It's like just killing someone because you don't like them, and killing someone in self-defense is still, it's, to me, they're both murder. Of course, like I guess as society and culture, we've agreed that one of those is socially acceptable. Like one is completely condemnable and the other is acceptable. And we put these values and ideas of why. But the thing that I've come to realize, it's the same thing. Killing is killing. All killing is murder. And I mean, sometimes, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, all killing is murder. We can't get rid of the military and the police and shit. Like, no, I'm not saying that. Like, death is a part of life, and killing is sometimes a part. I mean, to eat, we kill animals. Like, so let's, we also take it. It's like we take ourselves out of the whole animal world. It's like we're all part of this whole cycle, even though we have built all this crazy shit that's other animals don't do. But killing is killing. Like the lion, like we don't get mad at the lion for eating the gazelle. Gazelle, I guess I don't know if they can take it personal or not. But they just know, they're like, oh, that thing wants to eat me. I got to do this other thing. I got to stay alive. I got to like run and all this shit. So it's not like there's not like I don't know. There's no like ideologies tied to it. It's just like that. That's just life. It's sometimes, I mean, you're alive until you're not. Sometimes you kill. Sometimes people kill you, or sometimes you get killed, or sometimes, you know what I mean. It's all It's all a fucking chaos and struggle. It's all balancing, like swaying from one side to the other and rebalancing and trying to achieve that, like homeostasis, I guess, or whatever. And like systems. So yeah, and then also like, another part of it too, I was thinking about different conflicts, like even, let's just go back to what we were saying, like with Japan. And during that time, Japan knew that they were the good guys, right? It's not like they were like, oh, we're these we have this whole evil plot and we're just gonna destroy everyone because we want to be bad. You know what I mean? They thought, they're like, hey, this is our people, our way of life, the way that we think. This is the right. Everyone else is a threat to that. So it's our right to go out and like squash the threat presented by people that are different. Same thing. That was our motivation. Well, I mean, of course, yeah, they fucked up and bombed Pearl Harbor because we were just building shit to put into the war until then. But so I guess in that instance, we had a specific thing like, oh fuck, they just blew up our shit. We gotta do it. But anyways, both sides. In every conflict, both sides feel that they're the good guys. So if it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, are we all good guys? Or are we all good guys? Or are we all bad guys? And there are, legitimate. It's difficult to even use those terms like good guys, bad guys. Yeah. It sucks all around. Oh, fuck. I was gonna read some articles about some buddies. Some of my buddies that, dang, I don't think it's funny to me. It's funny to us, but I don't know if it makes sense. So two of my buddies, they were on the same team together in Afghanistan. I don't remember. So, dang, I need to look up the article. Fuck. 1 second. Let me look up I don't want to fuck it up. Let me see if I can find it. But it's two of my buddies. Not going to say their names. One of them, I guess I can say because his nickname, Kirong. Sorry. So yeah, they ended up. So our one buddy, he was the team leader, and then Kieran, he ended up on his team, and so they're over there. Fuck, maybe. Gosh damn it. If I can find the. Gosh damn. Article, the right one. Oh, here we go. What? Oh, shit. Hold up. Whoa, that's so weird. So there's another guy that has the same name as one of my buddies, but this dude says he died in 2013. And then his picture, it looks like he's a cross between the two guys that I'm about to talk about. Um, damn it! I found it before. What did I do with it? Da, 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 da. Let's see. Dang, there's a lot of dead people by this same name. Oh no, that's not it. Gosh damn it. Damn. Fuck, I want to look it up another time. Or hold on. Oof. Let me see if let's try this one. Nope, 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 nope. Gosh damn it. There's this picture. His picture pops up. Oh shit. What does that go to? Oh. Oh. Well, here's his so his current job, I guess, he works for whatever this, what is this for? I don't know, some firm. But yeah, I'm gonna take his name. It says he led, trained, and directed a team of intelligence specialists during combat deployment to Afghanistan as a member of the United States Marine Corps. He was awarded the Purple Heart Medal and as a member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. Disabled American Veterans, DAV, and Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW. Now I'm laughing because a joke, a Marine Corps joke is the Purple Heart is the Enemy Marksmanship Award. Fucked. I need to find. Oh shit! He's an attorney? Dang, I can't find this damn letter. Anyway, I guess so. The whole point of it was, or part of the point of it was, so my two buddies, and fuck, I want to read the thing because I don't want to fuck up the details. But anyway, so they're on patrol. What am I? Call this my one buddy Beryl, the one that I just read the stuff about. We'll call him Beryl. So Beryl, I think he goes up on a hill to put up some comms gear or something. Starts taking fire. Our other buddy, Kieran, like runs down to get batteries. While he's up there, Beryl, I think it's. I don't know if he noticed that. See, I don't want to fuck up the whole story because I'm trying to just say it from memory. But anyway, so some shit happens. Beryl gets shot. Kieran, like, I guess he was like the first responder and blah, blah. I'll find the detail. I'll put the thing up. Oh, shit. But anyway, so so then Kieran writes, fuck, who told. So then Kieran writes like this long letter about what a hero Beryl was and like sends it into the local newspaper of his hometown so they publish it. So these two guys too, both great guys, fucking I guess geniuses. I got Beryl probably is a tested genius. Kieran, he's really smart guy. Frustratingly smart guy. Like annoyingly smart sometimes. But so they both had this thing where like it was like this whole like humility thing. Like people were like, the regular people were like, no, it's just doing my job, But they did it in this way where it's like it's like it's like the like when people are passive aggressive, that term, like it's like they're being aggressive but they're doing it passively, so it's not like direct aggression. So they do like kind of like passive humility or like passive like passive bravado where like, they're always like like, oh, I'm the most humble guy you know, and stuff like that kind of thing. uh, Both very confident, very arrogant, but like, yeah, there's like that. What did I call the passive bravado kind of thing? It's funny. I don't know. It's funny to me knowing them because that's I don't know. But anyways, what am I saying? So I'll say like so for guys. Well, anyways, so yeah, the whole I'll put that story up or whatever. But the whole point of it was me saying so for my buddies or for people. So yeah, I was saying the different layers of what everything that sucks about the whole Afghanistan thing. So it's like you see the people and the people that do want to leave and that don't like the way things are and do want help in changing the way things are. And then also we have the people, all the people and resources that we send from America and other countries there to do that, and people are being injured and killed, and then now we're pulling out. So then, like, for my buddies who have like been taken, stood on the ground, been shot and bleeding on that ground, and then our people, yeah, we knew that got blown up, and so then it's like, yeah, it's kind of like we're leaving all of them behind. And I guess, I don't know, maybe it's, yeah, selfish to think about, because, yeah, the people that are just living there are getting all fucked up. And we're just visitors, but still it's like, or I mean, some people are like, they're there forever now. Their bodies, at least, or their souls or blood or whatever, you know what I mean? They died there. So it just, yeah, it sucks. And, you know, a weird thing, because I think through the last 20 years, like, America has been, especially in the beginning, or especially after 9/11 too, America's really very supportive of the military and the troops and all that kind of stuff. Even though, I mean, civilians don't understand even what that means, but it's good to have that support. But I have heard some people saying, like, their family members have told them, been like, oh, how could you have participated in that illegal war for so long and done all this and done that. For the most part, like, going back to, like, when, like I was saying, like, when I was fucking 16 and on, it's like I was like, yeah, I'll kill for America. I'll go do this for America. Like, I don't care. I just want to fight and fuck. I'll go do that for America. I don't care. Just tell me who, kind of thing. And a lot of people that join the military, I mean, there's some people that join the military and don't expect to ever have to fucking deploy, but or do anything. And then, but other people that join be like, hey, yeah, I'm joining this big organization that's to show my service to my country and to the people around me. And then even, like, actually, when you actually do get in the military, that all the ideology of, like, I'm doing this for America. You know what I mean? That kind of, like, goes out of our heads. It's like we're just doing. It sounds like, well, I'm just doing my job, but it's not like you're doing it to do your job. But and we also, when you're in the military, you don't think about it as like a job. You know, like, oh, I'm going to work. It's like, oh, gotta go to formation. Gotta go to this fucking. Gotta go to PT. Gotta go to. It's not like, oh, gotta go into work. We don't really think about it that way. It's just because it's a lifestyle. It's not a job. Because it's 24/7, and you everything that you end up doing is really about the people that are around you. They're like I guess guys and gals that are in your unit or fucking on your team. Because they have female teams now. Pretty sure they probably do. But yeah, we're not. There was never a time that I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm doing this for America." Or I hope America appreciates this shit. You know what I mean? It's not the way that we ever, or anyone that I've talked about it to, other vets and or people that are in. I don't think we ever thought about it that way. And like we make joke like we're like America, fuck yeah, and doing shit like that. Like look at all this democracy we're bringing. Like boom, boom, boom. Like, and we say it like kind of ironically and jokingly because more than anyone, yeah, military for sure knows like once you're one in the military, even if you're just garrison or doing support stuff stateside for people that are forward deployed, or then when you're fucking forward deployed, it's not the those like cinematic sequences that you see in movies, like you have the music and smoke behind you or people coming on the choppers and you're just like, you know what I mean, with the fucking Vietnam music playing. There's nothing. I mean, I guess there's like moments maybe, but yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not a movie. Because it's not a montage. It's fucking just a grind all day, every day. And I think a lot of people join the military because they're like, yeah, I do want to help. Like, I want to help America for sure. And then I want to help America by killing its enemies and or like going to other countries and helping them, like, yeah, bringing them freedom or democracy or whatever. I think that's like a lot of our mindsets when we were going into the military. And yeah, I just watched this thing. Oh shit, I did write this one down though. I'll put the link up here. I think it's what it called, Breaking Points is the name of the channel. But they had this former Marine Corps officer. He was a FAO or a Foreign Affairs officer, and he learned Pashto and maybe another language. But he went over there, and so he talks about. And I think the title of the thing is like, oh shit, look. The title of the thing. Oh shit, I gotta go to a meeting. It's called this is a hyperbolic fucking title, but former Marine officer exposes Afghan war lies. But anyway, it's like 17-minute video, I guess, and then you can get the full thing. But in the part that I watched, the 17-minute clip or version or preview or whatever, he talks about his experience in going over there and trying to or being in charge of like validating the like infrastructure building process of saying, oh, here the local military units or the local people have. It's basically like he had like a red, yellow, and green rating of like where their readiness level was for different things and different infrastructure, different capabilities, different resource management. He said like when he went in and there's all this money coming in and being put into that, and they're being told like how much money it's supposed to be being spent building things up. And then he goes into some details of like anecdotal or just his experiences of like trying to or looking at some of the evaluation forms and being like, oh, it's pretty good. It's all green and yellow. And then he went out and like actually went to evaluate the things, and he's like, no, this is not right. And he tried to tell people, he's like, hey, these should not be green. They still need to work on this and this. But I guess he was it was like getting pushed through like, no. We have a timeline. All these things got to be green and yellow so that when we leave or when we move on to the next thing or whatever, we can say, oh, no, look, we gave them everything. They were all set up to run it. So we're good to go. Kind of like what was that school program they used? No Child Left Behind, where it's like, no, everyone graduates. Everybody graduates. Everyone gets a diploma. There's not enough high school graduates in the workforce or people having trouble getting jobs because they don't have high school diploma. So we'll give everyone a diploma and that'll fix it. That's kind of sounds similar to me or feels similar. So yeah, he talks about the different programs and like country infrastructure and country building projects that have been misrepresented, and it's kind of been more about this. This is him saying it was more about, I think, like certain contracts for building things and the money that was being awarded contracts to build certain things that was going back to certain blah blah. I don't know. I'll put the thing up for his details, but someone actually sent me the link and they asked me what I thought about it, or if it was similar, or what did he say, or what was his actual question? Oh, he said, is this assessment pretty true to your experience or no? I completely agree with his final point that the government has lost a lot of credibility. Oh, yeah, because then he goes into talking about how the government has misrepresented the facts and activities of things that are going on in Afghanistan. And then he's like, no wonder people don't trust, certain voices or the government in general about things like saying, oh, look, the fucking the recession is over. But then he's like, goes back to his hometown. He's looking around. He's like, the house he grew up in was like all boarded up. There's shops are shutting down. There's people without jobs. And he's like, how are people supposed to believe, official sources telling them, oh, the recession is over, economy is booming? But it's like, well, it's not for them. It's not for, like, whole communities. That's not the truth for them. It's like, so of course it makes sense that there's people that are like, oh, well, the government's telling me I need to do this, but they're also telling me, oh, everything's good now. But it's like, no, my life is not good. So he's saying, yeah, I can see why people have trouble trusting that kind of stuff. But I was trying to think of similar situations or experiences, and I thought of, I guess this doesn't really relate though. I don't know. I'm just to talk through it and then see what I think, because I was thinking about it earlier and I was like, oh, maybe that's kind of similar. So on my last deployment, we accidentally dropped a fucking SkyTrack on a house, or put up a SkyTrack. It's like a big, like forklift thing, but it can do all kinds of moving. It looks like from the movie Aliens, kind of like those things that you ride in and like those machines that they had. I'll find a picture of it. Anyways, it's a piece of like equipment. Is it construction equipment? I don't know. It's a piece of equipment. And when I say we dropped it, was the CB's fault. We blame the CB because he was driving. It was attached to his fucking truck that he was driving, and it came. The he was towing it, and the tow cable, it came detached, rolled down the hill, fucking ran through these people's hut. It's not disrespectful to say hut because it's a hut. It was made out of bamboo and the corrugated steel, whatever, the corrugated metal tin or whatever for the roofs. But it's made out of bamboo and fucking sticks and shit. So I mean, it was a hut, right? It's not disrespectful if that's what it was, right? So anyway, so we're going up the hill. The thing breaks. It rolls down. Fucking rolls through these people's house. We're like, fuck, we just killed all these people in accident. And and he goes down to the. Oh yeah, his nickname was Chauncey. So that's not his real name. So Chauncey goes down there and looks through the rubble. And there's like, I can't remember how the evaluation process goes. But anyways, you go down, you're like, oh shit, look at the damage, try to see if like there's any people under that were injured. And I guess there was like a dude, he like fucking he wasn't inside, he was laying down, but he like when he came over, then he was laying on the ground, and like, oh, but he was like, anyways, long story short, so what ends up happening is, I can't remember what the legal representative, I think it's JAG maybe, and then there's some other like military legal entity or something that had to come out. So they had to come out and like do an investigation on this, and they basically, so they look at it's like the same, like a car accident happens. In the States, you change your insurance information. The insurance adjuster or whatever comes out and looks and evaluates and then makes a determination. It was like that. So they came out, they look at the people's house, and then they like fucking like give them a sack, like a fucking like a sack of money. And it's like, cause it's off. So where I was at, it's like there's one like road. It's like like one paved road. It's like what do you call it? Circumventional road or whatever. So it's basically one road that goes around the entire area, and it was being built at the same time. Parts of it were finished, and parts of still being built. Oh, yeah. Because we had one. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so they come out, they look, they like give the evaluation, and they hand the people like a fucking bag of cash, and it's like, hey, this is the value, or like, you know what I mean, this is your reimbursement for the damage that the American military did to your fucking house or whatever. And oh yeah, that was the point of me saying it was on that one of the main roads. So we came by that place more than, you know what I mean, like a couple times a month, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know, however, whenever we would roll past. And so, like I said, the first when we went by, and when Chauncey fucking dropped the Skytrack on their house, you know, it was a bamboo hut with, I don't even know if they had, I don't even remember if they had the corrugated steel on the roof. So yeah, it was like, you know, a bamboo hut when we first saw it. And then as we were coming by, like the next time, they were building. So with the money that, you know, the bag of money they got, they built hollow block. They started building, excuse me, this is in southern Mindanao in the Philippines. In the Philippines, like a lot of construction stuff made out of hollow block, the cinder, or those, you know, those cinder blocks. So then these people, they were able to upgrade their house from a fucking bamboo hut. Now they're building like a fucking palacio, a fucking palace of hollow blocks, like a real fucking structure. So, I mean, they kind of won the lottery, and nobody. I mean, I think someone got like bumped, but no one got killed, and no one got like actually run over. There's just like the one guy who like laid on the ground and was just like playing it up, because other situations that happened that were, it's basically anytime we destroyed something on accident, we'd have to have like, they would have like the legal people come in and liaison with the locals, and then fucking give them money to be like, oh, sorry, America, sorry, here you go. Uncle Sam says sorry. And so then the people knew that, you know, like same with car accident, people when they get out and they're just like, ooh man, my neck. And they're like, well, we didn't even hit you, we just slammed on the brakes. Just like, I don't know, feel a big bill coming on, that kind of thing. And that was a whole I guess like dynamic, or like a thing about the military or the government, or about America being in other countries that I didn't realize. Because to me it was like, you know what I mean, we're riding around in armored vehicles with fucking flags on and holding rifles, and it's like, I never would have imagined there are instances of, if we destroy something, then we have to like pay money to the people. I mean, it makes sense, you know what I mean. It's like those people weren't enemy combatants, they weren't doing anything wrong, they were just living there, and Chauncey dropped the fucking Skytrack on them. But yeah, that's a thing I never would have thought of. But so yeah, I guess it's not exactly related to what the guy was saying, but it does. It's a thing I didn't know was happening, but I do see it's like we do also put money into building up certain things, because there are other projects too, like building like little schoolhouses, or just like random little structures and shit. But yeah. Yeah, I remember being in ninth grade, because my dad, he was still active duty then. And like since I was a kid, I was like in my head, that was always my plan, was like to be a Marine one day. So I'm in ninth grade, and I remember because my dad was in, like I said, like Desert Shield, Desert Storm, like the Persian Gulf, and then so I was in ninth grade in like I think 99 or 2000, 98, 98, 99. So it's like things were winding down. I was like, oh, there's not even gonna be a war for me when I'm fucking 18 years old. That was like what I was thinking in my head. I was so disappointed. I was like, there's gonna be no war for me to fight it. I mean, wait a couple years, me. But yeah, I guess part of the point of me saying that is like going back to thinking about like that compulsion in young men to get out. We got to test our bodies, and we got to feel out kind of like our place in the world, I guess, in a way, our ranking on the totem pole. Is that racist to say? You know, like where we fit. This is another thing too. This is my dad, when he was growing up, he moved around a little bit, and it was similar for him too. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, because we moved around a lot. Like I said, my dad was in the Marine Corps, so we moved every couple years. Every school or neighborhood I moved into, always had to fight somebody, because it's like as being the new boy coming in, like everyone else has figured out where they fit in the pack. So it's like you got to come in and you got to fight at least one person. And it's not like, it's not like a rule, like they're like, oh, welcome to Fight Club, everyone fights the first night. It's just like, it was just like a thing that happened in every place that I moved to. It's like I ended up, because people didn't know who each other were. You like, you meet people, you're like, oh, something about you, like, you make friends. But then there's also like this people are, and this is with the young men. I don't think young females do this as much, or it's not as prevalent. But from a young man, everywhere I went, always had to fight at least one person. And then until people figured out, like, oh, you figure out where you're at in the pecking order. That's the word I was trying to think of, not totem pole, the pecking order. I wonder where that term comes from. I'll look it up. Well, maybe I'll put it up. But anyway, so you got to figure out where you're at in the pecking. Oh, shite. Fuck. I'm late for a thing. Maybe I'll come back.